The menorah is a fundamental symbol of not just Chanukah, but the Torah as a whole. The menorah, as many of our sages point out, is a symbol of chokhmah. Many misinterpret chokhmah to mean intelligence or smart, but the more accurate translation for chokhmah is wisdom. This is perhaps why, in the very same parsha where the menorah is introduced, Parshat Bahalotcha, Moshe introduces 70 zikenim, who are Torah experts, to support him. Zikenim doesn't merely mean old men, but zikenim really means wise ones, and is an allusion to the menorah itself, as the phrase zayin kanim, zayin being numerically 7, and kanim meaning branches, can be seen in the construction of the word. The difference between being smart and being wise can also be seen by comparing the symbols Vav and Zayin in the Hebrew alphabet in Kitab Ashuri, the script of an authentic Torah scroll. As stated in Sefer Yetzirah, the Vav, whose numerical value is 6, representing the 6 physical directions, is a stick upward that then turns towards the left, representing the left brain thinking of logic and reason, which is primarily used for problem solving in the physical world. Zayin, whose numerical value is 7, is 2 Vavs back to back, representing the full consciousness one attains by combining the logic and reason of the left side of the brain with the abstractness and creativity of spiritual thought from the right side of the brain. This illumination is attained when one looks to the 7th direction, which is the real you inside yourself, where the peace of God, commonly known as the soul, resides. Some of the most intelligent people in the world are atheists and deny the existence of the spiritual because the world has been darkened and the wisdom that is provided by the light of Hashem's Torah, as symbolized by the menorah, has been hidden. The atheist is then therefore confined within the realms of logic and reason and is unable to come to terms that there is an infinite being outside of their realm of comprehension that cannot be proven using the tools that are available to them in the physical world. An example of this is that it wasn't until the 1960s that science discovered that there in fact was a beginning to the universe, which is something that the Torah has claimed for millennia. As the famed astronomer and physicist Robert Jastrow said, "For the scientist who has lived by his faith in the power of reason, the story ends like a bad dream. He has scaled the mountains of ignorance, he is about to conquer the highest peak. As he pulls himself over the final rock, he is greeted by a band of theologians who have been sitting there for centuries." That band of theologians are Yisrael, birthed by the 3 patriarchs and 4 matriarchs, the 7 branches that uphold the light of Hashem's Torah and whose initials can be seen within the name Yisrael itself. When one gets in touch with the 7th direction within oneself and allows the light of Hashem's Torah to enter the 7 portals of our head, a fire rises within to connect to what is true and unite under the word of Hashem. This is the deeper meaning to the amazing truth to why the numerical value for the word menorah is the same as the words esh and sa for fire and rise. The 3 wicks on the left side of the menorah and the 3 wicks on the right side of the menorah are all pointed towards the center. The right and the left may have different perceptions and different styles, but in an ideal situation, they are both looking towards the same place, the center. Both right and left are needed in the pursuit of oneness and unity. In the darkest time of the year, let's look to the menorah as a symbol to unite as one under the light of Hashem's Torah and finally usher in the arrival of Mashiach, which will end pain and suffering for every single human being on the planet.